The world is a vampire.
Get the off of me! Get the off of me, bro!
Only on KOLD News 13 tonight, we are getting a look at explosive new video of a controversial arrest involving a Pima County Sheriff's deputy and a 15-year-old who has no legs or arms. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Maries.
And I'm Brooke Wagner. This video shows the deputy wrestling the teen to the floor. We do want to warn you the video you're about to see could be disturbing to watch.
KOLD News 13's Bud Foster joining us live at the Sheriff's Office along Benson Highway with more. Bud.
Well, Dan, I showed that video to the Pima County Sheriff's Department just a little while ago. They had not seen the video before, and once they watched it, they did begin an internal investigation. Now, this incident happened a couple of months ago, but that video is just now coming to light. We were able to get our hands on it today, and as you said, it's going to be rather explosive.
And then they have an exchange, and he gets in his face.
And he curses at him.
You consider that egregious?
Yes, absolutely. Imagine you're this boy with no limbs who just got tackled by this large man with a badge and gun, and this man is now screaming in your face, and he's now threatening your friend who has the temerity to record this whole incident. Absolutely, that's egregious.
Get the off of me!
The 8-minute video begins with a deputy on top of the 15-year-old boy, wrestling him to the floor with shouting and swearing. Later, it also shows that same deputy arrests the 16-year-old boy who shot most of the video.
He's eating the bowl of cereal. He puts the bowl of cereal down. He puts his hand behind his back, and now the deputy's going to slam his head into the wall.
And he's completely restrained at this point and is not trying to resist arrest.
It doesn't look like he's doing anything.
Just for good measure, let's slam his head into the wall.
We watched the video with the public defender, Joel Feinman, and with his chief assistant, Megan Page, in their office.
I would be horrified if an officer treated my children this way, and these kids are already in the traumatic situation of being in DCS custody, and they're not even in a stable home environment. So I think it's absolutely horrific.
We showed the video to the Pima County Sheriff's Department Internal Affairs late this afternoon, which would not allow us to tape that. It was the first time the department had seen the video. It was not aware that it even existed, and as would be expected, they were non-committal.
It's difficult to really predict, but obviously there are a number of outcomes that could occur following an internal affairs investigation.
Meantime, the public defender's office says it's rare that videos such as this make daylight. Usually they get buried, so when one does see sunshine, it's a rare teaching moment.
Men with badges and guns should not be acting this way, and that men and women who do act this way should not have badges and guns.
Now, those two teenagers were arrested. They were taken to juvenile jail and booked for disorderly conduct. That case right now is being prosecuted by the Pima County Attorney's Office. Now, I'm going to talk to one of those young boys tomorrow. They're in school, so we have to sort of work around that. And the Pima County Sheriff's Office told us late this afternoon that that internal investigation would probably take a couple of weeks. Dan, Brooke?
And Bud, you mentioned that you could not film us watching their reaction there with the Sheriff's Department as they watched that video for the first time, but you were in the room, correct?
Well, yes, and these men are professionals, and they're very stoic. They didn't show any emotion, but I tell you what, they watched every moment of that video. They watched it very intently, and then after it was over, they asked us for a copy for their internal investigation.
And also, Bud, who's advocating for this teen? He lives in a group home. Do you have any idea who's going to be helping him through this process as it just gets started?
Well, yeah, you're right. He is in a group home. I was told today that he has been abandoned by his family. He does have a lawyer. I talked to the lawyer this afternoon, and he said there's likely to be some civil action, some civil litigation somewhere down the road.
Yo, calm down, has on. Yo. Yo. Hey, calm down. Hey, you asked him a question, he answered. I did.
Shut the hell up!
Hey, don't
Are you involved in this?
Fuck no.
Hey, go to your room!
Fuck no, I'm in my studio. I'm not allowed to be in my room.
Am I talking to you?
I don't care if you talk to me.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Am I talking to you?
Bro, yeah,
Am I talking to you?
got my face.
You shut the hell up. You have nothing to do with this. You understand?
Bitch, please.
Am I your bitch?
Yeah.
Am I your bitch?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go eat your cereal and shut the hell up?
On my face.
Or what? Or what? Or what?
Out.
Out for what?
Get out my face.
You need to stay the hell out of this. You
I'll
understand?
strangle you after me.
Oh, really?
That's right. Stupid ass bitch.
You're gonna get arrested too.
Bring them. Bring them.
Bring what?
Bring your backup. I'll get arrested too if you want it. Bring it. Bring the force.
Why are you raising your voice? I'm talking to you normal, bro. I was talking to you normal. Why are you
I got all
You started shit, huh?
I got it all.
You started?
Yeah.
This was stupid, bro. I didn't all I did was shit.
Richard, record.
Ready?
I don't know what touch my. Do that.
If he came in, that's what then I wouldn't be doing that shit, bro. But he wanted to come up here acting on other stuff, alright? Okay? I didn't even touch the dog. Don't tell us. Yeah, don't move. And you told because you're putting on the ground, bro. Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm moving. Well, you didn't have to fucking do anything, bro. Getting all the Leaving my arms right there. Yo, what the For real, how you think I'll be? For real?
Manuel is in the custody of DCS because he was abandoned by his family.
Joel Feinman, the Pima County public defender, tells KGUN 9 what brought sheriff's deputies to the group home in the first place.
On September 26th, Pima County Sheriff's Department got a phone call of disorderly disturbance at the group home that Emmanuel lives. Somebody was claiming that Emmanuel was screaming and knocking over a trash can.
Emmanuel was eventually arrested after several minutes of struggling. He and the other teen who recorded the incident were charged with disorderly conduct. The Pima County Attorney's Office said it dropped the charges immediately after watching this video, and the Sheriff's Department has put Deputy Van Santen on administrative leave. Pima County Sheriff Mark Napier says the deputy's actions are now under investigation.
And the results of that investigation will inevitably be conveyed to the County Attorney's Office for review to determine if there was criminal activity on the part of our deputy.
And though charges have been dropped and the incident is being investigated,
he's very shaken up and he's very scared. Men and women with badges and guns should not behave this way. Men and women who have badges and guns that behave this way should not have badges and guns.
The teenage amputee has never been accused of a felony, and the only charge he's had, which has since been removed, is of felony misconduct during this incident. Stay with KGUN 9 as we keep you updated with this developing story. Lustelia Caballero, KGUN 9, on your side.
All right, thank you, Bud. And we will stay on top of the story and bring you any new details as soon as we get them.